Welcome to Coffee and Books channel. In this video we will present the summary of Dracula by Bram Stoker. Dracula comprises journal entries, letters, and telegrams written by the main characters. It begins with Jonathan Harker, a young English lawyer, as he travels to Transylvania. Harker plans to meet with Count Dracula, a client of his firm, in order to finalize a property transaction. When he arrives in Transylvania, the locals react with terror after he discloses his destination, Castle Dracula, giving him crucifixes and other charms against evil. Though this unsettles him slightly, he continues onward. Harker meets the Count's carriage as planned. The journey to the castle is harrowing, and the carriage is nearly attacked by the wolves along the way. Upon arriving at the crumbling old castle, Harker finds that the elderly Dracula is a well-educated and hospitable gentleman. But he also acknowledges that the man is pale and strange. Every day Count Dracula meets Harker for dinner, but Harker is the only one who eats, as the Count tells him that he already dined earlier. The Count continues to meet Harker only during the night, as Harker feels uneasy spending the day alone at the castle. He wants to finalize his duty with Dracula to get back home to his fiancée Mina. Every time Harker wants to leave the castle, the Count urges him to stay longer and insists that he writes a letter to his fiancée Mina informing her that he will prolong his stay at the castle. Harker begins to feel like a prisoner inside the castle, as every time he wants to leave the Count refuses. Harker starts to wander in the castle during the day to discover the secrets of the Count and hopefully find a way to escape. One night as Harker was shaving his face he saw the Count's shadow on the wall. Feeling startled he cut himself by mistake. After seeing the blood, the Count lunges at Harker's throat. He then grabs the shaving razor and continues shaving Harker's face. As Dracula finishes shaving Harker's face he then turns to go out of the room. When he got out of the room he licked the blood off the shaving razor. The more Harker investigates the nature of his confinement, the more uneasy he becomes. He realizes that the Count possesses supernatural powers and diabolical ambitions. One evening, as he was wandering in the castle, Harker is nearly attacked by three beautiful and seductive female vampires, the brides of Dracula, but the Count enters the room and staves them off, telling the vampires that Harker belongs to him. Harker also discovers the Count's secret, that the Count survives by drinking the blood of human beings. That's the reason behind his pale figure and the reason why Harker always dines alone, as he never saw the Count eating real food like a normal human. One day the Count leaves the castle with 50 boxes of Transylvanian soil, heading for England, where he bought private property. The last we hear of Jonathan Harker, that he is weak and sick, and left alone with no visible means to escape from the castle. The novel then shifts to England, where Harker's fiancée, Mina Murray, is visiting her friend Lucy Westenra, who has accepted the marriage proposal of Arthur Holmwood, while rejecting the proposals of Dr. John Seward, head of a lunatic asylum, and Quincy Morris, an American from Texas. Mina is concerned about her fiancé Jonathan Harker, as a long time has passed since she has heard from him. One night while Mina and Lucy are out walking, they witness a strange ship that was wrecked on the shore near the town. The ship was lifeless, as all its crew was missing and its captain dead. The only sign of life aboard is a large wolf that bounds ashore and disappears into the countryside. The only cargo is a set of 50 boxes of soil. Not long after, Lucy suddenly returns to her habit of sleepwalking. One night, Mina woke up in the middle of the night and found Lucy's bed empty. She got out of the house searching for her. After a while she finds Lucy in the town cemetery and believes she sees a dark form with glowing red eyes bending over Lucy. As Lucy got close the dark figure disappeared. She then took Lucy home to rest. The next day Lucy wakes up pale and ill. Mina calls Dr. Stewart to check on Lucy. They notice that she bears two tiny red marks at her throat, for which neither Dr. Seward nor Mina can explain. Unable to arrive at a satisfactory diagnosis, Dr. Seward sends for his old mentor, Professor Van Helsing. Soon, Mina hears from Jonathan, and so she leaves Lucy and goes to nurse him. Van Helsing arrives at Lucy's house. He offers another medical opinion. Van Helsing is particularly disturbed by the two tiny spots on Lucy's throat and her apparent but unexplainable loss of blood since there are no signs of hemorrhage. It becomes necessary to give Lucy numerous blood transfusions, and after each one she improves significantly, only to deteriorate quickly in the next couple of days. Van Helsing finally deems it necessary to drape Lucy's room as well as her neck with garlic, a technique we learn later, which is used to ward off vampires. As he had doubts about the tiny marks on Lucy's neck, Lucy's mom came to visit her. She was at the house with Lucy when suddenly a large wolf smashed the window of Lucy's room. The wolf's attack frightens Lucy's mother that she dies of shock, giving her a heart attack, and Lucy, left helpless, is again attacked by the wolf who turns out to be Count Dracula. as he has the ability to shift into a wolf or a huge bat. Van Helsing, knowing that Lucy is near death, summons her fiancé Arthur Holmwood to her side. Holmwood himself comes from the deathbed of his father. As Holmwood bends to kiss Lucy goodbye, Lucy, whose canine teeth have become strangely lengthened, attempts to attack Arthur, biting him on the neck. As Van Helsing throws Arthur back from her, saving him at the last minute, Lucy shuts her eyes and dies. After Lucy's death, the papers report the strange appearance of a person whom the village children label as the Blue Fur Lady, a creature who has been attacking young children in the area at night. Van Helsing, shaken by the reports, summons Dr. Seward and proposes to attend him in an examination of Lucy's coffin. As he fears that those bite marks turned her into a vampire, and that Lucy herself is the Blue Fur Lady, Van Helsing leads Holmwood, Seward, and Quincy Morris to her tomb, and convinces the other men that Lucy belongs to the undead. In other words, she has been transformed into a vampire like Dracula. The men remain unconvinced until one night while searching for the Blue Fur Lady they see Lucy preying on a defenseless child, which convinces them that she must be destroyed. They agree to follow the ritual of vampire slaying to ensure that Lucy's soul will return to eternal rest. While the undead Lucy sleeps in her tomb during the day, Holmwood plunges a stake through her heart. The men then cut off her head and stuff her mouth with garlic. After this deed is done, they pledge to destroy Dracula himself. In the meantime, Mina and Jonathan have been married, and they return to England. Mina has transcribed Jonathan's diary of his journey in Transylvania, and soon afterward Van Helsing reads it, gaining more knowledge about the Count's nature. Van Helsing then calls all of Lucy's ex-suitors together. Now the protagonists begin a search for the Count and also for the 50 boxes of earth which he brought with him to England. These 6 people, Jonathan, Mina, Dr. Seward, Van Helsing, Holmwood, and Quincy Morris, vow to confront the vampire. Soon after the search begins, Van Helsing realizes that a dreadful change is taking place in Mina. One horrific night, Van Helsing and Seward break into Mina's room, find Jonathan unconscious, and Mina being forced to suck blood from a deep slash across Dracula's chest. In a twinkling, Dracula disappears. The group continued their mission. They finally discover and destroy all of the 50 boxes except one, which they learn has been sent by ship back to Dracula's castle. Using various methods, including the hypnosis of Mina, they follow Dracula all the way to the Borgo Pass in Transylvania. Van Helsing takes Mina with him, and they cleanse Castle Dracula by killing the 3 female vampires, Dracula's brides, and sealing the entrances with garlic and crucifix. The others catch up with the Count just as he is about to reach his castle, where they find the last remaining box being transported to Castle Dracula by a group of gypsies. They overcome the gypsies, throw the box to the ground, tear open its lid, and discover the body of the Count. With a huge thrust, Jonathan cuts off the vampire's head, while Morris drives his knife into the Count's heart. The Count himself crumbles into dust, and Quincy Morris, having been wounded by the gypsies in an attempt to retrieve the box, dies of a mortal wound, and so the novel ends. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more.